25 years ago, I was teaching sport in the military. And I decided to get ahead of the game and buy one of these and start selling them. These are called mobile phones. Ask your parents about them. Now, the good news is there were £2,000 and £1,000 commission. I was only making £1,000 a week. I thought, I've got it made. It'd be so easy. So I found out every single skill about this phone. The weight, the size, the coverage. I was technically brilliant. And do you know what? I couldn't sell a phone. They didn't tell me what to say to people. They didn't tell me how to make a phone call. They didn't teach me how to close. I was struggling. And there was a 90-day trial. And they said to me, Friday afternoon, Bernie, it's 90 days. Come in Monday lunchtime with your car, your mobile phone and all your belongings. Have a great weekend. And I'm thinking, I'm going to get sacked. I purchased myself out of the Air Force to do this. What happened is, over the weekend I wasn't sure what to do. Because I realised I wanted a career, but I also realised I didn't have the skills. There was no internet then. So I found out by making lots of calls, there was a course I could do on learning skills. The course was £5,000, which is a huge amount of money 25 years ago. So what I decided to do was borrow money from friends and family, put the money in the bank Monday morning, and go to this meeting Monday lunchtime. When I went to the meeting, I said, if you sack me, I'm going to work for a competitor. I said, well, what do you mean? I said, I'm doing this course for £5,000 on how to get more skills. They said, right, we'll give you another 3 months trial. Now, when I went on this course, you'll love this, the very first slide they showed was a slide about winners. And they said the top 100 self-made millionaires in the world were all financial advisors in 1940. And the first slide that came up said, successful people are prepared to do the things unsuccessful people are not. Albert E.N. Gray in 1940. And I thought, wow, this has got my attention. And it went on to say, the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people was skills. These are the 4 main skills. The first one was how to present. Today we're going to touch on presenting. The second one was going to be how to sell. The third skill was how to make appointments on the phone. And the fourth skill was, they called it in 1940 working habits, time management. I thought, oh, I've got to learn these skills. Then they talked about a guy called Herman Ebbinghaus. And this guy was in 1879 to 1895. He spent 16 years researching how the mind made decisions on remembering information. I thought this is amazing, and it's still relevant today. He found out that we forget 6% in 60 minutes. Can you imagine that? The ability to recall information shows a rapid decrease over a very short space of time. And we can forget up to 80% in a month. So we've got to revisit skills. And if you can revisit skills, it makes your life easier. Now, modern technology is great now. And I pick up all the skills. I put all my skills on a small memory stick, which I use myself, so I can play it in the car when I'm traveling to see clients, if I'm traveling on the train. Things have changed. It's a lot easier to revisit things. But just remember this. If you hear something, you remember 5%. If you hear and see, you can remember up to 25%. If you hear, see, and practice, you can remember up to 95%. So I'm urging you to practice, and we're going to practice a couple of these skills today to make sure that we endorse it. So, let's have a look at what we're doing. 2 parts of the mind. One part of the mind can make a decision, and one part of the mind cannot. So when we speak to someone, which part of the mind should we speak to? Yeah, you're right. The part that can make a decision. So how do you do that? It's the first problem. We're not sure. Then we hear things like, I'll think about it, I'll let you know I'm not sure. And that's what becomes a challenge. First part of the mind, the conscious part of the mind, the size of a golf ball, can focus on one thing at a time. That's what we call the conscious mind. Then we've got the part which all decisions are made. All decisions. You don't have to think about it. So as you're sitting in your chair right now, you don't have to think about blinking, pumping blood around your body. They're all automatic programs. And that's what really happens here. And that's the size of the globe. It's huge. Now, what happens when people say, I need to think about it? Well, between the two, the golf ball and the globe, there's a maze. And that's when we think about things too much. And that's where you get those decisions where I can't make a decision. What does that maze look like? Well, here you are. You're thinking, how do I get through it? So would it be okay with you, I shared a few words that you can use to make it easier to get through the globe. It's the power of decision making. So here we are. We're on one side, where the golf ball is, and we want to get to the decision part of someone's brains. So would it be okay with you if I gave you 5 words which make it easier for people to make a decision when you spoke to them? Would it be okay with you if I gave you 5 words so that your clients would always say yes to you?